My neighbor stopped by and we had 10 minutes talk, and I thought I'll share with you. He's 80 years old or somewhere around there, and he was curious about what I do, and I shared what I do. And he bought one of my books, and he said that he wanted to buy all three books. He didn't explain much, but I was not suggesting to buy my books, but I explained and I said, those books I wrote was good for me. First two books was mainly for the companies. First one is about the technique of how to make the flow of information and flow of product smoothly throughout the processes. And that idea, including the people's bringing in their creativity to make that happen, there are lots of ideas, there's lots of wisdom in that process. And I told him that at the beginning I wasn't thinking much about it, but as I lectured, made a video, and talked more and more, I started practicing in my whole life. One of the reasons was that friends came, from one of the companies for the firework that we were watching in Palisades, and I was fixing my barbecue set. Went to the garage and they came and the garage was a mess, so they started to take pictures. The picture taking is one of the ideas that I shared with them in their company. Every day, once a week, I forgot anymore, or once every 2 weeks, so at certain frequency we took pictures, and maybe hundreds of pictures and a little comment underneath. Smile when you work, or be diligent, and why is this tool sitting here? Some little joke, but they are very happy to see it. So that idea, kind of like a gospel management idea, sharing everything happening so people can be realizing what's important and what's good and what's not. The second book was about, but related to that, this story of the screwdriver and fixing my barbecue set. They start to take pictures because it was a mess. So the second book I talked about was about management, shop floor management. And then I inserted the idea of what I call the management by embarrassment. So it's like promoting the ownership, accountability of what they do in their mini company. Everybody's got the mini company and the mini company, helping each other, customer, suppliers, and if each is helping to do their job and helping customers and work with the suppliers and the bankers and the employees and have annual report, so self-management idea. And if everybody does it, it's like a decentralized way of management instead of top-down. Do this, do that, and people say, just tell me what to do. So it's empowering, self-management, orchestration, transparency. What's important is made visible. That's the second book. So as I practiced Zen meditation, those ideas of the connection with the cells, the organs, and helping each other decentralize their living without the brain doing the job. When brain is doing the job, sometimes stomach hurts. So the balance of the brain and the body and the heart and the customer orientation, everybody's working together, is important. So that's the idea of the mini company, self-management, glassful management, and stuff like that. And that idea is applicable in us living life. In this case, me and the mini-me and mini-me. Each of them can be separate, and silo syndrome don't talk to each other. They don't know which one is more important. We get lost. So the organization, clarity, monitoring, PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, all that process is important. Of course, Plan, Do, Check, Act is important for the first book, the second book as well. So even each mini company developed a mini company annual report. So that idea I carried on my own living, especially after the awakening. I started to do life profile idea. Profile of my life separated to like a mini-me. First one is the process that be sincere and truthful. And the work and hobby and relationship and health and finance, things like that. And having a rating of 0 to 10 and how important are they among themselves and how much have I done according to the last 3 months period or some such thing. So it's like a mini company annual report, but this is the mini me quarterly report that I started to do 20 some years ago, and I still keep doing it. So those two books connected to what I do at work is also applied in my own life. And the third one, Result from the Heart, is also accentuating those and bringing the importance of the heart so that everything merged together. So when he said he bought 3 books, and I got surprised. So I thought I'll just explain so that the analogy of what's in the book and how you practice in life has something so much in common. And there's no end for accomplishment or the mastery. It's a continuous improvement. The process is becoming the master, to be in the process. So how to live is also applied with those 2 books or 3 books. And I thought I'd just share with in this YouTube setting too, because I didn't put much emphasis to share those 3 books because people may not want to, but because of this person stopping by and buying 3 books, okay, because my books are still selling, but I can also put in this description that there's a place that you can borrow, not buying it, and I'll be happy. But I'm just thinking and thought that to share this idea, because if the first one is the waste elimination, and flow production and streamlining the flow to orchestrate without much inventory. So we have inventories in the brain, and there's a clogging up of the process. So that the first book, second book, and the third book all applied. And as much as there are some people watching my video, I thought if you're interested, there are those 3 books, and I put their names and the way to borrow it free of charge. I believe it still is free, so that you may find it interesting. That certain idea you do can be applied in living life. Mission, key performance indicator, Plan, Do, Check, Act, annual report, waste elimination, reducing the inventory, make problem visible, stop the line to accentuate the nature of the problem and do the work. Those are all valid. The first one, Toyota Production System, Taichi Ono, I think he's a very wise person. Not requiring a PhD to run the company, but everywhere is common sense. The second one is also Toyota practiced it, but also known as a total quality management. But my emphasis is not so much top-down, but for the shop floor to have more empowerment. And I think it applies to today's world for people's participation in the political scheme become so important and the impact is so huge. Instead of depending on someone to manage, you need to contribute. Your judgment accumulated will be the voice of the society, which way to go. The result could be a war or peace or prosperity, well-coordinated approach, shared vision, customer suppliers, all those things happen. So individual happiness relates to everybody's happiness in the nation, to the continent and the whole world with a glass ball management idea and a mini company, mini me idea. So I thought I'd just say a few words. If you're interested, just take a look every now and then. And there's some clever ideas, and in the videos too, I have shared some of the clever invention of what I do. I have some patent and stuff, but I'm here in remote village, so I like to do everything on my own instead of go buy things and come back. So, for example, the sandal, jandal you call it, the stuff get broken, but I may have mentioned this to you before, but I have fixed like 5 times, 6 times, so keep still, 15 years using the same thing. If you consider the amount of time and effort to go buy stuff and come back, and in the meantime, I can fix it in 10 minutes, 15 minutes with a little wire tied together and stuff like that. So it's a pleasure to use your brain, not be conditioned, the linear logic. Problem, throw the money, fix it, and go something. But ownership and waste elimination and reducing the time, waste of time, going, finding and paying, and another one, 3 years later, you have to do the same thing. So same idea, actually, everything, my life. And I can talk a bit about it before I finish this. Like, I like to grow things and pick the fish and stuff in the field out there. So when I dive a spear gun, and you don't need a bait, I can pick up the bait when I dive and use it for fishing, or pick up the seaweed and cook it in the soup, and of course spear the fish and eat it and throw away into the compost and feed for the grass and the tomato and others to grow. And in the garden, there are various food. And when you look at it, for example, pumpkin, they have lots of leaves. And I thought there must be something in here. And I checked on the internet. I can tell you immediately that they have such a nutrition. And the other one is the plant called the choco. It's Australian or some such plant. And I checked on that one and gave lots of nutritional information. I asked AI again, what's the nutrition of this choco? And they gave me the list of things, vitamin A and K, and that's wonderful. So next question is, how do you compare with the spinach? Then I don't have to buy spinach. That's what I'm doing. So I find a way, growing the tomato, growing the plants, and eating the leaves from the choco or pumpkin leaves, things of that nature. So self-management, I'm practicing. So those are the ideas I shared in the book, at work, but you can apply in your life. So you have a multiple benefit. And this common sense idea is how I made my living. It was kind of stupid why I should be doing it. So after writing the book, all I did was just ask questions. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? So let them have the answer. And I was more of a catalyst to make things to happen instead of telling them what to do. Because they are the one at the shop floor where the tire hit the wall, as well as the managers. So they are responsible. They have creativity. They have information. May not be organized. So those are the ideas that you can practice. And that relate to what I've been talking about, the middle way. My interest was the awakening and stuff. But after that, there's a middle way on how to use the brain. So this brain activity that I shared in those 3 books and connecting to the heart is applicable as a whole system of how you live and do some work, which I hope you enjoy and interested to be creative and reduce the waste, cut down the lead time, increase the productivity, have fun in the process, and be embarrassed sometimes by someone coming and then, I can still work on this. And if you look around, maybe there's a video I can make. There's lots of room for productivity and continuous improvement. So it's a balancing act, middle way, that I call. but it's part of fun. Always like a swordsmanship. Situation is changing, you have to respond. Sometimes you have to not just respond, but prepare, strengthening your muscle and stuff like that. So instead of playing golf, I go down the steep hill, cliff, dangerous, but that's part of the game. And also swimming, and I meet shark. In Hawaii, I met the tiger shark. It's very tricky, but you use the whole potential, intuition, and learn. Not haphazardly doing, but gradually and over time. That's how I think you may enjoy your life, and I thought one video on this topic is worth posting. Thank you.